Aloha and welcome to the Bodhi Tree, Hawaii for our regular Wednesday, 6 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time sitting. Thanks for joining us. Now we'll turn our attention to the Sangha that's present. All right, welcome. So at this point, oh, that's Zuzu. Hey, Zuzu. Very nice dog. Belongs to Trin, who's the director here. Yeah. Yeah, so there are people that live downstairs, and some meditate, some not so much, but everybody's sort of in the community. Trin is the director and a friend, and that's Izu, who's present much of the time. And only when you have a squeaky toy are you problematic. Anyway, so welcome. Amy, is it? Maddie. I'm sorry. Amy is the teacher who isn't here. So let me talk to Amy for a second. Amy, if you're watching, please get well soon. We miss you, but please get well. I know you're anxious to come back to teaching and holding space here, but if you don't get well, it's going to be hard to hold space in the future. So we love you. Be well. And then we usually do all those announcements again about the restroom and the slide lock and the dana. And then we get up and do about 10 minutes of mindful movement, which is what we'll do now. And last week it was packed. Yeah. This week it's us. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, maybe if you can just stand or hold on to the chair. Oh, you're going to. So we're just going to start by putting our feet hip width apart, shoulder width apart, letting our knees flex a little, allowing our shoulders to drop, our belly to drop. And if you like, kind of lean forward enough to put about 60% of your weight on the front of your feet as opposed to just your heels. And then if you're going to keep your eyes open like I do, I suggest looking about 10 feet in front of you, just for balance. And we're just going to stand here for, I don't know, what do you think, Allison, 5 or 6 hours? Nah, just for a minute. Just take a few grounding breaths. Feel our connection with the earth. Almost imagine a cycle of chi moving down to the earth and back up through us. And today, let's start by just leaning a little to one side and then pushing off. And leaning a little, just as we're comfortable doing. Don't overdo it. And as we keep doing this, we can start putting a little twist in it. And our arms will start, for pushing off, just letting our arms swing naturally on their own. Pushing off a little harder. And our arms just start moving. If you feel energetic, you can sort of tap yourself on the back and front. As we put a little more energy into it, can even get up to our shoulders. We're using our legs for this. We're not really using our arms to pull us. I mean, there's a little of that, and careful, don't lose your balance like I just did. Okay. And we can start slowing down. The arms will naturally start slowing a little. And then just come to stand again. And we'll do another 5-hour stand. We started it really early today. Okay, so let's take our hands and we're going to breathe in as we move them up to about our neck or face level. Then breathe out as we go all the way up and stay up there. So when you can get up on your toes and exhale and drop. Inhale and then exhale, going up and over to our right. Hold and breathe out and in again. And on our exhale, all the way to the left. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, up. Breathe in and exhale. We can just do that another couple times on our own. If you get off count on the breathing, it's just fine. Last one. And just stand again. All right, this one's sort of fun. We learned it from Tom. Let's get into a horse stance. Now, feet apart as you can. Knees bent, just like we're riding a horse. Feel your feet in the stirrups. Be a little bouncy. We're going to start with our hands here. We're going to be an archer. So with one finger, we're going to pull on the string this way. So yeah, so. And then we exhale. And then one more this way. I might be getting the breathing all wrong, but the movement's right. We started to the left, or I did. So we'll do one more full. I'm at the right now. Benjamin, fingers up. You're like you're aiming, like this, if you can. No? Okay. And if you can't bend your head, don't. All right. And that's the end of that. Back to standing another 5 or 6 hours. Boy, time's flying. Allowing ourselves to relax. If you feel any tingling, it's either spinal damage or the chi is moving. All right. Speaking of our chi, let's smooth it out. So if we think about our central meridian here, either in the back or the front, take our hands in prayer position. We're just going to imagine smoothing this line of energy. And we do it this way by moving our hands up a little and down. Up a little and down. Just feeling that we can sense smoothing, and we move up a little higher, up to our foreheads. And just keep going another inch or two every time. Imagine smoothing this meridian in the back or in the front or both. I always breathe in on the up on this and down on the exhale. And finally, all the way up like we're touching a bell. And the next time you get up to the top, just stop. And then shake out all that excess chi. Let it rain down around us. Let our arms come down. And just keep wiggling a little, as much as you can without dislocating anything. And come to a rest again. This is one of my favorites. Get rid of any excess energy we have. This comes from medical Qigong. We're going to pretend to be cats at a scratching post. You know that one? No? All right, so get your hands up like you're at a scratching post. Raise them up high, get up on your feet, and then we're going to drop and make a sound like this. And back up. And scratch that post. Twice more. Can feel all those fibers in our fingernails we're pulling off. Oh, one more. This is so much fun. And stay down. If you're real careful, just allow your arms to drop and your head to drop. And just dangle. We're not trying to touch the floor. This is not an exercise to touch our toes. If you do need help, you can grab yourself a little, but we're just trying to dangle here. And now let's breathe into our back as if we're arching it like a cat or a turtle shell. And exhale and let it drop. Inhale again, feeling our back fill up. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. We're going to come up now, but use your legs. Don't use the small of your back to push yourself up. We don't want to hurt our backs. I speak from experience, having had lower back surgery. Not a good thing. Just allow ourselves to settle here for a minute. And if you feel any tingling, that's the energy moving around. And when you feel so inclined, let's mindfully make our way back to our seats or our cushions, and we'll begin a sitting. Allow ourselves to settle into a comfortable meditation posture. We'll be practicing a form of metta or loving kindness. So just be as comfortable as you like. We're not going to be concentrating and practicing that. Just allow ourselves to rest. I like to take several deep breaths through my nose and exhale slowly, wiggling if I need to, just allowing any tightness out of my body. And allow our consciousness, our awareness to settle into our heart space, into our body, just as we're allowing our body to settle into our cushion or chair. Just allow our body to breathe all on its own. It's very good at it. There's nowhere to go, nobody to be, and nothing to do in this moment. We're just sitting and knowing we're sitting. And in this sitting of metta, rather than use the traditional phrases, such as, may I be safe, be happy, be healthy, live with ease, if it's comfortable for you, let's just begin by putting a hand over our heart space and feeling the warmth. We can set the intention of metta, that intention for beings to be safe and happy and healthy and easeful. But let's feel this warmth in our heart space as if it were a pilot light or a candle, radiating metta, pervading metta around us, in us. Our candle might be a small flicker. It might be a bright flame. Both are fine. Just allowing this sensation of warmth and loving kindness to pervade our body. If phrases are helpful, please use them. But the phrases are not the point. The intent is the practice. And as we get accustomed to this pilot lamp, to this flicker of a candle, let's picture ourselves in a darkened room. with curtains all around us. Our soft glow of metta fills the room, even if it's just a tiny flicker. Pervading metta all around us. If thoughts arise, they're just the weather. If we do get caught up, we just begin again, feeling our pilot lamp, our candle, a sense of warmth and touch, the intention of metta. Next, let us open the curtains to the front of us. Open to all that is in front, all the beings, and allow metta to pervade in that direction. From where we sit to the edge of the unknown and beyond. May I pervade metta to the front. And rather than pick specific beings, we might set the intention that all beings to the front of us be well, be happy, be healthy, and live with ease. And as we continue pervading metta to the front, we open the curtains to our right. And pervade metta to this quarter as well. May all beings to my right be well, be happy, be healthy, live with ease. The metta that we pervade not only goes out in both directions, but is reflected back on us. May I be well. Opening the curtains behind us, we pervade metta to the front, to the right, and behind. If distracted, always returning to our candle, bright or weak, but able to go an infinity in those directions. Now opening the curtain to the left, we pervade metta around us. in all directions. May all beings around us be well, be happy, be healthy, live with ease. And finally, opening the curtains above and below, we pervade metta in all directions. The light of our candle, our pilot lamp, reaching everywhere, to all beings. If phrases are helpful, continue them. Or let them go and simply pervade. When sensations arise, or sounds, or thoughts, emotions, we needn't push them away. We simply include them in our field of metta. All are welcome. Just as we are pervading metta, perhaps a little metta for Zuzu there. Just as we are pervading metta, other beings are as well. So not only are we pervading metta outwards, but it comes back to us from others, as if we were floating in a sea of loving kindness in all directions, from our seat as far as consciousness allows. Infinite. As we near the end of this sitting, let's draw back the curtains and allow our metta to pervade ourselves. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. If we can be more loving and kind to ourselves, it will reflect out in all our relationships. In a moment, I'll invite the bell to ring 3 times. We needn't hurry back. Just allow the sound of the bell to enter our meditation and carry metta through us, around us, to the members of this Sangha and beyond. May we all be well. You're welcome to stay seated, but we'll take about a 7-minute break. Feel free to use the facilities. There's water in the cooler in the foyer there. You can go out on the lanai and see the view at sunset. But I ask that you do remain in silence if you might. welcome back and welcome. It's good to see you guys. I wondered if you were coming, and you've answered my question. So tonight, Amy isn't here again. She's a little under the weather, and she was really looking forward to teaching tonight. And so I didn't find out until this afternoon. And so I wasn't prepared to say much tonight. Normally I would just, when Amy does the teaching, I just do the movement and then the first sitting. So I'm kind of winging it tonight. But it's a wonderful topic, sort of winging it, and what do we do and things like this. And if you're familiar with the Brahma Viharas, or the divine abodes, the first is metta, which we just did a metta practice. Okay, you guys missed it, but we did metta. So may you all be well, be happy, be healthy, and live with ease. And there's karuna, which is compassion for other people and for ourselves. In the West, in the East, it's not so much practiced for oneself, but for others. So Amy, I hope you're doing well and getting better. We all miss you, and we have compassion. We understand that you're not well, and we hope that your suffering ends. And that would be something of a compassion practice. Then there's another one, mudita, which is sympathetic joy. And so when we see another being happy, I always like to think of a kid with their first balloon or something, and that smile and that wonder. We can take joy in their joy. This is not necessarily joy for ourselves in the sense of, oh, I just got $1 million, I'm joyful. This would be, you know, somebody else just got $1 million and I'm really happy for them. And not, oh, I wish I had that. Because this is where my mind goes. Most of the time when I see people that are happy, I'm like, how come I'm not? Well, in truth, mostly I am, so it's not so bad anymore. But yeah, but this would be sympathetic joy. The final one is upekkha, or equanimity, which leads me to one of my favorite words, which is equanimous. I don't know why I love that word. It just sounds like an Australian animal. It's like something like a platypus or something. You know, oh, look, platypus. Oh, and over there, an equanimous. Well, what it is, it's the sense of equanimity. It's the sense of being okay. Now, it's really important to note what it's not. It's not indifference to what's going on, right? It's that I can be okay even though this is going on. And it doesn't keep us from taking action. In other words, if we feel there's something wrong in the world, we probably should go out and do something about it. Now, what that is, you know, all kinds of things we can do. But the idea is that even though this is going on, I can be steady. I can be all right in the midst of this. There's a lovely poem that I'm going to start with before I get any deeper into it. It's by Martha Postlethwaite, and it's called Clearing is what it's called. Do not try to save the world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hands and you recognize it and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world, so worthy of rescue. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world, so worthy of rescue. So to me, this speaks of that idea of first becoming okay in that clearing, that place where I am okay, and allowing whatever then I can do to happen. But so often I react instantly to things. right? Like when Amy told me she wasn't going to be here tonight, my first thought wasn't, well, actually, I'm not going to lie. Amy, my first thought really was, I'm so sorry you're sick. My second thought was, oh my God, I got to do this by myself again. My third thought was, wait a minute, I know how to do that. That's fine. I'll be okay. And I am. But it's that momentary break, that sort of time we take to be okay before we act. And I think that has more to do with equanimity. You never see the equanimous or the equanimi moving without thinking. They always stop and think before they move. It's that little space that they have. And there is a sutta that goes along with this. It's a little earthy, so pardon if you're not ready for a little earthiness. But Rahula, who I believe is the Buddha's son, one of his students as well, and he says, Rahula, develop meditation like the earth. For when you develop meditation like the earth, arisen, agreeable and disagreeable sensory impressions will not take charge of your mind and stay there. Just as people throw clean things and dirty things, excrement, spit, pus, and blood on the earth, but the earth is not repelled, humiliated, or disgusted. In the same way, develop meditation like the earth. So when we think of ourselves as the earth, it can take it all in. Doesn't mean it necessarily thinks it's wonderful. But at the same time, it doesn't object. It just holds space. It holds us. You know, humans are messy. We're still here. Not sure we always deserve to be, but we are. So if I can think of myself as the earth, and there's lots of wonderful meditations where we ground ourselves. In fact, that was one of the sensations to open up when we started, was feel that grounding. If we can remain grounded, if I can remain grounded, then I'm not going to get thrown by things like Amy letting me know in the afternoon she won't be here. Right? I can spend my time being compassionate for her and wishing her the best and hoping she gets better quickly. Instead of going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? This is terrible. I can't do, I don't want to, you know, because that's where my mind goes. I just get that chatter kind of endlessly. The nice thing about meditation is I don't have to listen to it anymore. It's not that it goes away. It's just like, oh yeah, it's like the television in the other room, right? You're not really paying attention to it. It's just on. That's the chatter. I'm paying attention to whatever it is I'm doing. Mind you, I don't want to sound like I'm perfect. I often get caught up in whatever's going on the TV in the other room. And I wish they'd turn it up because it's at that level where you almost understand what they're saying, but you don't. And so you get the story completely wrong. Yeah, the earth doesn't argue. The other idea, of course, is the sky. And if we can be like the sky, the weather is not that important, right? What's going on? I mean, we had rains. I know you just got here. Were you here for the big rains? Okay, yeah, so you missed some of it that we had here. But guess what? Up above that Kona low, up above the 8 inches of rains every 10 seconds, was the sky. And if you were in a plane flying way above, the sun would be out, the sky would be blue, there would be clouds below us, but the sky unmoved. It's another poem that gets read a lot. This one, Tara Brock uses it a lot. She's actually one of my teachers. She uses it a lot when she talks about equanimity, and it's The Little Duck by Donald C. Babcock. And if you've spent any time on the internet watching meditation teachers, you probably have heard this one. Now we are ready to look at something pretty special. It is a duck riding the ocean 100 feet beyond the surf. We don't actually have a lot of those kind of things here, ducks on the surf. It's an East Coast thing with sea ducks. But now we are ready to look at something pretty special. It is a duck riding the ocean 100 feet beyond the surf. No, it isn't a gull. A gull always has that raucous touch about him. This is some sort of a duck, and he cuddles in the swells. He isn't fighting anything, but he isn't helpless either. He is simply at home. He isn't doing anything. He's just being there. The sea is doing everything, just lifting him up and lowering him. It is trying to drown him, only it can't. It is trying to wash him away, only it can't. It is doing its worst, and it's doing its best. And the little duck, he's just being a duck. He is perfectly safe. He is perfectly at home. And that's sort of what equanimity is about. That duck out in the ocean is fine. The swells are moving around it, sometimes heavy, sometimes lower, but it's just being a duck. I know somebody who is generally always worried about stuff at work. Like, oh, this deadline, this, that, the other thing. And I'm sure a lot of us have had that. I know I have had that feeling before. Been at my job for 30 years now. Well, 29 and a half or something like that. And what I have learned over that time is that there are very few emergencies. There are deadlines. I haven't gotten fired. I do a good job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a slacker. But emergencies come, they go. Deadlines come, they go. New employees come, they go. I'm still there, and it's okay. And so when I go to work in the mornings, even when there's a stack, well, not a stack because we don't do that anymore, right? But like an inbox full of stuff, it's like, it's just stuff. I'll get it done or I won't, and it'll be okay. And it's so much more relaxing. Now, mind you, it took me a long time to get there. Meditation played a big part of it. But so did working there for that many years. But that to me is equanimity. That's the practical side of equanimity. It isn't some grand spiritual practice where we become this equanimous being and, bestow benefits on people around us. Yeah, by practicing, we do bestow benefits on people around us because we're nicer people. And so we're nicer to other people. But it's not we don't become this luminous being like that one there. We might, I don't know, I'm not saying you can't. Doesn't seem likely that I will in this lifetime, but you never know. But I can become okay. Thich Nhat Hanh, who is special to this place in many ways because this place was started by the Vietnamese community. And there's a picture of Thich Nhat Hanh out there. Would love to talk about the story of when, well, in Vietnam, before most of our times here, the Vietnam War, many people had to leave. Many people came to the U.S. If you ever saw Forrest Gump, many of them went and became shrimp fishermen in the Texas Gulf, apparently. Many came here. But they left many by boat. And I've lived in places near the South China Sea, and it's a very violent ocean. It's a lot of typhoons, a lot of storms, and there are still pirates in this day and age all through that area down there. And Thich Nhat Hanh would say, when the people left by boat and would encounter a storm or pirates, if one person on the boat could maintain equanimity, the boat would be saved. One person. So if we can all carry a little of that sense of, it's okay, I can make a decision, I can act, but from a place in that clearing that the first poet wrote about, or with the equanimity of the little duck riding the swells. If I can be that, even for just a moment, I can probably be more helpful than if I get all panicky about my inbox at work, which never helps anything for me anyway. So we're going to try and find a little home in our second sitting. Try to find that space in the clearing. Try to be the sky. Be the little equanimi running around in Australia, paying attention to the platypus. Just allowing ourselves to be present, to be at home, to be the sky, not the weather. You want to take seats and cushions, this would be a good time. If not, stay where you are. Just get comfortable. We've been looking at equanimity from a couple of perspectives. So let's explore this idea of being okay with whatever's going on. The earth beneath us, the breath moving through us, the swells rising and falling. Let's just take a comfortable posture, whatever that may be for you. Again, we want to be comfortable. Let the breath come and go as it does. We began the evening with kindness, with metta in our first sitting. Let's just widen that, keeping that sense of metta flowing, but ease into steadiness. Just allowing ourselves to feel what's present, the weight holding us in our chair or cushion, the breezes in the room, sounds all around us, near and far. And allow this to be our clearing. There's nothing to improve. There's nothing we have to do. We'll just let it all be. We can imagine that we've created a small clearing here in our awareness. And all that arises around us arises as it will. But our clearing is steady. We needn't respond. We simply allow ourselves to breathe, our body breathing us. If we're distracted, we return to our clearing. We return to our breath, the sense of being breathed. And allow ourselves to be with this for just this one breath, just this one moment. And we might begin to feel our connection with the earth here in our clearing, grounded, lovingly holding us, connected with the earth. And as sensations arise and sounds, we might note that they're pleasant. And we simply allow them to be pleasant. Just like the earth, we don't reject pleasant. The sensations or feelings or emotions might be unpleasant. We let them be unpleasant. Just like the earth, we accept it, turning nothing away. And if they're neutral, we let them be neutral. Like the earth, accepting, unmoved, grounding, holding all. If thoughts arise, we let them. Sounds, sensations, feelings, emotions, all welcome. If it's helpful, just as in metta practice, we might add phrases if they're useful, if they're skillful. Something perhaps like, may I meet this moment with balance. This is how it is, and I care. This is not indifference. We care. This is how it is, and I care. May I meet this moment with balance. As we continue, thoughts arise, feelings, sensations. We needn't push them away. We needn't grasp them. We aren't indifferent to them. This is how it is, and I care. Just allowing the rising and falling of our breath to cuddle us, just like the duck. If we are caught up by a train of thought, a sound, if we start telling ourselves stories about a feeling, that's fine. We've noticed. Congratulations. This is how it is. We simply return to our clearing, to the earth, to this one breath. This is how it is, and I care. Do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hands and you recognize it and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world so worthy of rescue. If you've joined us online, we're signing off now, but we, of course, here can remain.